Hi, everybody. This is Lynn with Living Currents Energy and Life Coaching, and this is Mind Blowing Energy and You, the podcast, bringing the woo woo to everyday living. And I wanted to do a bit of an introduction actually to the podcast, just so, for those of you starting out, you can understand why I'm doing it and what it's all about. So, I started the podcast actually to support others to become the incredible beings that we're really meant to be. And through understanding ourselves and the world around us, we can change and alter our experience. So it doesn't matter if you want to change your professional life, relationships, for just the direction you're heading in your life. When you start living in the energetic world, you learn to live as yourself, not the person everybody else thinks you should be. So energetic living actually provides a lot of freedom. Freedom to be you, freedom to make the changes you want, and a lot of freedom from worry. So, like many of you, I was in a job that didn't feel like it fit me. I wasn't really happy who I'd become over the years, and I had no idea who I really was anymore. It felt like all of my decisions, had to take into consideration everyone else's version of my life and who I should be. And I finally hit the point where I was exhausted of being a stranger to myself. So I really just wanted my life back. And I started with actually just trying to figure out what made me happy. And this was actually really hard to do. I lost myself to the point where I didn't even know what made me happy anymore. Something that simple. So I started there, and bit by bit, as I figured things out, it led me to the next step, which was really cool because everything just fell right into place. And, something as simple as just figuring out what actually made me happy and bringing more of it into my life shifted a lot of things. And I actually spent a lot of years looking at research done in quantum physics, a variety of things, whether it was looking at Bruce Lipton and, our biology, looking at Dr. Joe Dispenza and looking at, in a sense, actually, I guess the pliability of the brain and how that works. And just looking at a variety of other people. I knew I was in the right place because even though over the years, there's no other way to put it than I sucked at regular school. It just didn't interest me. And of course, with each report card, it made me feel more and more like I didn't have a clue, or basically I was stupid. And when I started looking into energy and, like I said, like quantum physics and all these other things, it interested me to the point where I just kept going. And it was all I wanted to learn about. And I started implementing it in my life and just trying things, like almost like little experiments with myself. And the results were absolutely amazing. And for me, the connection between the energetic world and other types of self-help or other things that we do, it was so easy. It made perfect sense to me. So suddenly this kid that was, barely graduating from high school, all of a sudden, couldn't stop learning, couldn't stop researching, couldn't stop, trying things myself. And I've created a great life for myself now. I have my own business. I basically do what I want, and I'm doing it from a place that is truly myself. And I couldn't have the confidence and the strength and, I guess, in a sense, the courage that I have to do a lot of the things that I do, if I hadn't started here and started looking into energy and just finding that base of myself, lets me go and do whatever I want. And I'm fine with it. So, many of us feel like we currently live in what would be a limited world. And I bet a lot of you feel there's so much more to yourselves and to what life's supposed to be. But the big question is, how do we find that? So, just looking back, there's a couple of rather smart fellows that you may know. that knew that when you looked at life from an energetic perspective, it opens up our world like immensely. You know, Einstein was the one that said, you know, everything is energy. That's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you can't help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. So that alone should tell us quite a bit right there. And then, you know, Tesla as well said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So, in a sense, how can we dispute a couple of guys that were, you know, pretty darn smart to say the least? So the Mind-Blowing Energy and You podcasts are designed to break through the barriers of the world we've been taught to live in and help us to open up to unlimited possibilities and being who we truly are. For most of us, we've only been taught to live in the physical world and accept only the things we can recognize with our five senses. So the interesting part about this is that our five senses are just a way for us to interact with energy that we call the physical world. So understanding more about energy and learning the language of energy is what brings us to the next level of living. So these podcasts will help us to discover what many people call woo-woo is just energy. And there's nothing strange about it, only that we don't know how to interpret it or make sense of it within our physical world. So through the next, well, I hope to be doing this for a long time, but each week, actually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will put up new videos. One of them each week will be myself presenting some information, whether it's research or connections, like I said, you know, earlier with other self-help and how these things fit into energy. And then as well, actually once a week, I'll also have some absolutely amazing guests that work within energy in a different way than I do. And we can see just, you know, how many different ways that energy actually falls into our everyday life. And, you know, it's up to you. Energy is energy, but everybody's a unique person and you're going to interpret things your own way, and that's absolutely fine. And you're going to make it work for you your way. And that's exactly the way it should be. The most important part is that we learn to live, like I said earlier, as the amazing, incredible beings that we're meant to be. And that's all at the core of us. So why not pull it out and, you know, forget the rest of the world and the crazy things that we've been taught over the years and start living the life that we want and creating amazing changes, not only in ourselves, but with those around us. So I hope you can join me. And if you can't, the videos will be on YouTube. So you can take a look or a listen over there. And yeah, so this is Lynn from Mind-Blowing Energy and You, the podcast. And I can't wait to see you again soon.